All right. Good morning, Marcus Davis of The Breakfast Club in Midtown Houston, 3711 Travis, the corner of Travis and Alabama.
Hey, perfect. Okay, Marcus. So when you think of 713 Day and especially think of the Breakfast Club, why do you think people go so crazy? Why is it so embedded in Houston's history now?
Well, it's embedded in Houston's history is because Houston is all that, and 713 obviously was our first and primary area code, and it became synonymous with the city, especially when the Houston music scene took off and they started to represent the area code, and it's just who we are. It's what we're about. We be
Now,
like that.
with the breakfast, true, true. But with the food scene, y'all like got the
Yeah.
food thing unlocked. So how does the Breakfast Club like rep for the city?
Oh, we put on for our city, and we've been doing so since 2001. In 1999, when I wrote the business plan, it was with the purpose of representing the city of Houston across the country on the food scene. It was with the purpose of being known as a national eatery from the Pacific to the Atlantic. And, in 2021, that doesn't sound like a lot because of Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of good stuff. But when you have snail mail and everything's analog, it's a big deal to be known from coast to coast, and we want to do so in order to make sure that Houston was represented when it came to food. I was listening to the radio one day, and I heard this guy again. This in the 2000s. I'm listening to the radio, and this guy is talking about where he's going. When I'm in LA, I go here. When I'm in New York, I go there. When I'm in Chicago, I go here. And then I said, okay, you need a great place in Houston to mention that's memorable, that's flavorful. And 2001, I opened the doors to the Breakfast Club to bring that into existence.
Dang. Okay, and you've been repping ever since.
Been
Now,
been been repping it ever since. We have played a great role. Houston is the culinary capital of the country, and we have played a great role in ushering that in. Just in the culinary scene period, especially when you talk about African American restaurants, we've played a terrific part in that. Then when you talk about specifically about brunch restaurants, we were at the forefront of making breakfast sexy, not just in Houston, not just in Texas, but across the country.
true, true, true. Okay, so like with the Breakfast Club, what do you think the Breakfast Club means to the community?
That's what the Breakfast Club means to the community,
Yeah.
right? That's what we're all about. That's what we've been about since the inception. We wanted to be here to be an intricate part of the community, to help build the community. And that I think we're synonymous with the city, but we're also synonymous with building community in the city. Our slogan that we adopted a couple of years ago was building Wakanda one grit at a time.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Yeah.
Oh, so when people go to the Breakfast Club, what is your guys' go-to dishes? Like it's your first time there. It's gonna be my first time. What do I have to get, Marcus? Like, what is the go-to?
You got to go to the food. You got to go eat. What are you talking about?
No, I mean like, but what is the go-to dish? What should I get when I first walk
they're
in?
all go-to dishes, right? I don't do the go-to dish because one, I I like to brag and say that it's a hard miss on our menu, right? Anything from the meaty three omelet to the pork chops and eggs to the biscuits and gravy to the Club Benedict. I mean, it's hard to miss at TBK, and that's because our menu was designed specifically to highlight and to elevate things that I had tried in the past. And I wanted to make better. Right. I wanted omelets that were full of meat and cheese and thick and cooked into the eggs. I wanted an eggs Benedict that was not just a slither of Canadian ham, whatever that means. I have no idea. I mean, Canadian bacon. I don't know what that is, but nonetheless, I wanted it full of meat. That's why I always has 3 layers of meat. I wanted biscuits and gravy that was scratch made gravy with chunks of sausage in it. Yes, with fluffy grilled biscuits. Yeah, I wanted all of that. So That menu was made to make as many of the things as possible a star, that we can make a star.
Ooh, you're making me hungry already.
Already.
And I still got to be here till damn like 7 o'clock. You make me hungry.
Can I pause this for 1 second? Is that okay?
Of course, of course, of course. Go ahead.
Okay, we're back.
Okay,
All right.
we good? We good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Had to take a
Now-
grit break.
You're all good. You're all good. So, what would you say is your favorite memory? Your favorite memory of Breakfast Club? All the years you guys have been open. Sorry, the Breakfast Club. What is your favorite memory?
What is my favorite memory of the Breakfast Club? That, in 2 decades, that's a huge question, right? That's a tough question. That's almost like asking. That's harder than the asking what's the favorite dish on the menu, right? Because they're all your kids, and the memories are all my kids. So it's hard, but I'll give it a go. All right, I'll give it a go. One day I'm sitting in the restaurant and I am watching this lady sit in the back, staring out of the window, clasping her TBK mug of coffee, right? And she has this look of comfort and of peace on her face. And I went over and checked on her to see how she was doing. She said, everything's great. I'm so grateful to be here. Glad you guys are here. And that was probably one of the most memorable moments in the business. Now, here's why. She and her husband had been coming here for several weeks, months, and they would come together. He was being treated at MD Anderson, which is, one of the nation's top cancer centers. And on this occasion, he went and had a procedure on his own, and she had to, leave for a couple hours. Why was that a great moment? Because I realized at that moment that we provided a place of refuge, a place of solace, a place of comfort and of peace for this woman who was going through one of the most challenging times in her life. And so I was extremely excited that we were the place that was chosen where she could find some sort of comfort, some sort of happiness, a speck of a ray of sunshine. That was an aha moment for me and for what we should be about and what we mean to guests. And I tell my team that we're not here just to serve grits, right? We are here to have an impact on the day of the lives of the people that walk in our door.
Wow, that's deep. All right, Mark, it's getting deep on us early. I like it, though. I like it. Okay, now tell me about the Reggae Hut.
Oh, tell you about the Reggae Hut. So as
like,
much as the Breakfast Club is a staple in the city of Houston, the Breakfast Club was actually inspired in part by the entrepreneurs that opened the Reggae Hut. In 1996, when I was a senior at Texas Southern University, the Reggae Hut opened. And, for a couple of years, it had some tremendous success. And I watched those guys do what they do. And it was absolutely phenomenal. And I moved out of Houston for a little bit for work. I didn't move out of Houston. I was working on the road. I'd never left the great city of Houston. Can't leave the 713. I was working on the road for a little bit, for about a year or two. And when I came back, I opened TBK. We opened the Breakfast Club in 2001. 5 years later, the Reggae Hut started to have some challenges, some issues, but it was a staple in the community, and people in Third Ward loved it. People came from beyond Third Ward to eat there, and I thought it was very important that restaurant stayed viable and vibrant. And I thought that it was very important that it be, lifted to what it once was. So we acquired the Reggae Hut, relaunched it, reopened it, and 15 years later, we're still, we're still blowing and going in Third Ward, Texas, on Alameda.
Wow!
Serving up jerk chicken, serving up great jerk chicken, garlic shrimp, brown stew chicken, curry shrimp, you name it, we got it.
You got oxtail?
We have oxtails, but we waiting on President Biden to pass that legislation that will make oxtails cheap again. We need to make them great and cheap again. It's a combination of things, right? Years ago, Oxtail, which is, the vertebrae of the cow, wasn't a popular thing. It was popular in the African American community, not so popular, across the board. Now it's become a delicacy, and it's treated like the steak that it sits next to. So, we have the oxtails. We're waiting on Biden to pass that legislation, make oxtails great again.
Okay. Well, my last thing for you two before I let you go is.
Oh, we done already?
No. I mean, we're
just
not
getting warmed up.
I thought I was like taking
turn my radio voice on.
Good morning. Take too much of your time.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, what do you think is one of the best things about being an entrepreneur in Houston? Like for anybody up and coming and stuff.
So great. I hate to be cliche when people say this, but that is a great question because I really want people to know, right? One, being an entrepreneur is exciting as is, right? It is just absolutely an exciting way to live. I am 100% confident in the gift, the skill, the talent that the Creator gave me. I'm excited by the fact that the work that I do. The results are seen on the dinner table and the roof over my head as a direct result of the hands, of my hands, of my work. And it's just a spectacular lifestyle. It's incredibly challenging, right? That every day is something new. Every day is a challenge. Every day is I was reading through my social media memories this morning, and I remember describing what life was like in July of 2020 as an entrepreneur. It was a whole new set of challenges after being in business 18 years, operating your business, trying to sustain your business, and trying to make sure your business flourishes beyond the pandemic was a new venture that I had never experienced in the 19 years I had been in business. So every day is a new day. Now, what's exciting about being an entrepreneur in Houston is the world of opportunity. Houston is the greatest city in this nation. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care what LA says or New York says or Chicago says or any of those other guys. Houston has the best of both worlds. You can go as fast as you want to go. You can go as slow as you want to go. It is the big city with the small town feel. That dynamic is just so spectacular. Now, when you talk specifically about entrepreneurship, the market is wide open. So when I talk to people who are aspiring to do a certain thing and they tell me they're moving out of town to go and do it, and I'll ask them why, and they'll say, because we don't have it here. And I'll share with them that is the very definition of entrepreneurship, filling a void in the marketplace that the marketplace is calling for consciously or subconsciously. If it's not there, entrepreneurs bring it there. If it's not there, entrepreneurs make it happen there. And Houston is just wide open for that. So for that reason, because it's wide open, and you can come to Houston, and you can be from Houston, and you can become an entrepreneur, you can become successful. That's what makes it great being an entrepreneur in the city of Houston.
Oh, that was dope, Marcus. Yeah. I need you to just